I want to raise my rating. My Blitz rating is currently just below 2600. So I think I'll hop in the pool. I'll try and get a 3+2 game, which is a bit more chill than 3-0. It's actually nice having the increment. Avoid situations of dirty flagging. The plan is oh no, my queen. We'll see about that. Let me start with my my main tournament repertoire. Have a Sicilian. Have an Alapin. Knight A3 so early. This will... Oh. Okay, this is new. I was going to say this will probably transpose into main line. There was a game recently between Hikaru and Vidit. In a slightly different line, Hikaru played Queen D8 pretty early. I'm actually curious about this move Queen E4. Because Bishop E2, I take Bishop F3. Maybe it doesn't work because I lose B7. I don't want to take and open White's A file. So let's impersonate Hikaru. Right? Like, so the queen's a little bit awkward there. And I can continue with hopefully some natural development. Knight C6. This is Blitz. Opponent has more time than they started with, so I guess I should move a little bit more quickly. Don't mind taking. White's probably going to have to take back with pawn, or after takes. Eventually White's going to wind up with an isolated queen's pawn. And I think this is okay. It does allow knight c4 with tempo. This queen a3 might be annoying, but then queen e7. I mean, I want the castle as quickly as possible. Have to calculate now. Take. Trying to calculate this move. Because if takes, I take, and that's good. And if takes, that's also good. So what about bishop takes d7? I have queen takes d7 there. Take. No, I'm down a piece in the end. So takes, bishop d7, knight d7. The queen's hit, knight's hit. Taking a lot of time, but it's a critical moment. Thank you, Emberg. I gotta focus here. I'll read your message after this game. Like, very complicated. A lot of things. Okay, this arrow doesn't make any sense, but this arrow makes sense. Yeah, so the idea is I'm up a pawn now. There's some Greek gift ideas, but probably doesn't work at all, because queen helps defend, bishop can defend, knight can defend. I still want the castle. Not castling as quickly as possible, but maybe I'll castle eventually. Trying to anticipate White's next move. If takes, I take with queen. Rook d1. Rook d1, Whoa. That move I was not anticipating. So takes. I mean, White wants to take and then queen e7? I mean, there's really no other option. So if takes, I can take with knight. And now I'm up a piece for a pawn. Okay, that's a very good sign. Can I take on h2 now? Check. I could queenside castle too. Maybe that's simpler. It seems scary because the c-file's open, but I just want to play king b8 and then just hide. And I have more pieces developed. Takes. Yeah, let's just trade. Some idea, rook d5. The only tender spot for black is a7. So as long as I don't allow white to win a7, should be okay. Start with rook d5. Get the other rook involved. Queen a4 probably coming. b6. There's also... There's not too many options here. There was f4 coming. Oof. I think if f4, I play bishop c7. And then there's no good discovery because I can take back with check. We're both getting low on time, but we both have increment, so this game could go on for a bit longer. Yeah, white has like one chance to do some discovery, but I mean, the only capture just loses the bishop. Let's get out the way. Rook c7. I think I have to take back with king just to keep the rook defended. That should be fine. Okay, now if I take... let's just take here. Have some fork. A lot of pressure now. Not quite winning anything more. I'm still holding on to the extra piece. Okay, there we go. It still takes some technique. White's been resisting. Get the knight in play. Okay. Okay. Took work. Took some patience. Just like hold on to the material advantage, consolidate. Opponent did fight, like even after going crazy in the early middle game, sacking on e6. This move was not at all on my radar. Like I did not have any danger levels here, but thankfully I had enough resources to defend. Welcome to everyone. That was the first game of the stream. Let's replay the message from Emberg, who donated during the game there.
It was the Scandi game where they played the opening well but lost to a discovered pin check. I also saw
the speedrun game.
Daniel video earlier, wondering if we have his perspective. Congrats on that win.
Oh, thanks for that. Danyo's not streaming during our game on Tuesday. He did stream like after the tournament. He was playing some Blitz. I caught briefly he was playing Vincent Keimer. But yeah, it was just me streaming and Hikaru also streaming that day.
Make a video about how to best get stalemated in a lost position.
That would be interesting, like make an instructional video. Because the videos that exist are kind of like, they're single games or maybe there's some like compilations of the stalemate traps. But I kind of like that idea. Like how to... As opposed to Levy's new book, How to Win at Chess, just have something about how to get stalemated in chess. Shout out to Levy, though. I got his new book in the mail. There's a single page where he mentions me and how he stalemated me. I posted on Twitter earlier. Yeah, someday I'll write a book, How to Draw at Chess. Who is Levy? Levy is also known as Gotham Chess. I wonder which name is more recognizable, Gotham Chess or Levy Rosman? Have to do some Google trend analysis. Hi, Eric. I have a quick question. I'm around 1200. Should I keep... I think you're asking, should I stick with 1 or 2 openings or should I try and study more openings? Yeah, this always depends on the player. Generally, it's not about the number of different openings that you're learning. It's more about having your bases covered for the most likely things that you're the most likely things that you'll run into against the opponents that you play. So the general advice is you should have something against e4. You should have something against d4. Sometimes within e4 and within d4, there will be different branches. Like if you play Sicilian, then, I mean, Sicilian is kind of one all-encompassing opening, but then within it, there's the Alapin, there's a closed Sicilian, there's a Grand Prix attack, of course, there's open Sicilian. So depending on the opening that you're learning, you want to identify the sub-variations, and then usually prioritize the ones that you encounter most often. So have something against e4, have something against d4. Like if you're playing d5, there's Queen's Gambit, there's London, and then of course for white, I recommend playing e4 or d4. I think at the 1200 level, probably recommend e4 a bit more, but I mean, really you can get away with playing anything that's like reasonable, that follows principles. I would say that at most levels, like especially below 1500, below 1800, the game isn't usually determined in the opening, but as long as you have like good fundamentals of controlling the center, having effective development, casting quickly, getting your king safe, recognizing opponents' early threats and avoiding blundering, that's really the thing that will get you by. Why not h5? I could fall into the memeing to respond to some of these questions. It's hard to avoid the French. If you're playing e4 or d4, black can play e6. There's really no way to prevent this move, unless you just switch the game to checkers. But there's really no need to avoid the French. Like if you're an e4 player and you're scared of the French, there's like a dozen different playable weapons to choose from. Yeah, there's like within the main line, there's knight c3, there's knight d2, there's advanced variation, exchange variation. There's, what do we call this? The Schlechter. There's whatever gambit this is. There's b3 if you want to be like clever or hipster. There's also like the two knights attack. There's a wing gambit, which is this, and this. A lot of different things to play. I think the hardest thing about encountering the French is choosing what to play, because there's just so many options for white. The best black's response to e4. It's a very subjective question, and it might depend on the player. Like sometimes different openings suit different styles of players. Oh, Andrew offering some gifting. Thank you, Andrew, gifting to Kaba Jewel. At the highest level, there's a lot of like popular openings. Like e4, e5 is still, I think, the most classical. Yeah, if you watch the games of Super Grandmasters, like e5 and c5 are the two most common moves. But then within these variations, like Petrov is still super trendy, knight c6. And then within Sicilian, there is like the Najdorf, which is probably still the most common. Also Sveshnikov, Dragon, Taimanov. So yeah, I think the plan for this stream will be to like play Blitz, but then also answer questions between games.
My mom just learned to text, so she's been texting me dad jokes, so here's one. Did you hear about the pregnant bedbug?
No, I didn't.
It's going to have the baby in the spring.
Ah, in the spring. Ah, nice one. So, I wanted to take one lesson away from this, because knight a3 is not a move I've never encountered this move.
Oh yeah, this button is a thing. Yay, trains.
Thank you, generic pineapples. Yeah, so this is like a super rare sequence. It's interesting. Most people online take the queen, which it gives white a better position because a file is very valuable. Knight b5 or knight c4 to b6 is also an idea. So apparently bishop e6 is like the best move. Wow. Because bishop c4, queen g2, and black's threatening to take. Or no, black's threatening to play queen e4 to win the queen. Okay, keep this move in mind next time I play that opponent. So after the next game, I'll keep addressing questions, but I want to have some balance. Seek another 3-2 game. I guess as I wait, I can do a speed run of the questions in chat. What's the best opening for white and black, and vice versa? I think I I kind of touched on that with the previous things I was saying. There's really no one best opening. Even if you ask like Stockfish, which is the strongest engine, it will say that a lot of different openings are comparable. Playing StephenWilly, good luck. A regular opponent, Stephen has a good score against me. Let's play knight c3. I'm sure I've played this against Stephen before. I wonder if Stephen's... Ooh, d5. Wondering if Stephen would play my my repertoire. We have a pretty early IQP position, allowing the bishop trade. Yeah, bishop e7 is, I think, the best move. I'll start with rook e1. And developing. Yeah, maybe there is a better approach to apply more pressure. This move looks a little bit passive, but the idea is to reinforce d4, enable c3. Very positional. Have to watch out for this and this. Yeah, thinking... If I play knight b3, there's already like tactics for black with queen b6. Or is there? Maybe it's okay. Looks a little bit shaky. I mean, the calculation is here, 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 and then here, defending. And if I provoke the bishop back, okay, we do see this. I hope I didn't blunder. It's possible he missed this move. Oh, I missed this move. Oops. Oh no, my calculation. I can't even take the bishop. Let's just move back. Yeah, so I just lost a pawn there. I saw the tactic. I just didn't see the final move. Bishop takes b5. And queen b3 is maybe playable. Yeah, it's sad not having an f pawn. I'll try and make the best of it. Do I want to take the queen? I might. Play very positionally. Like, I'm still down a pawn, but black's structure isn't super desirable. Get the rook involved. Bring the rook to e3, perhaps. This could be a 3-result game. With obstacle bishops, it might have a more drawish tendency. It's interesting. Co-linear move. Bishop c7. And the pawn is a bit weak. I control b5. Rook e6 I take. Looks like I'm winning back the pawn. Ah, but there's knight d3. Wow. Super resourceful. Do I play rook e3 first? Let's play this first. If I chase the bishop back, then I'll have rook e2 defending in the event of knight d3. Not super clear, though. That move I missed. Might not be terrible, but I'm still on the back foot. I have bishop a5. Take. Hope I'm not blundering. I leave the bishop hanging, but I counterattack. Bishop c8, I have this move. This pawn is scary, but my king and knight maybe help. Bishop b4. Wait a minute. Doesn't really work to play this. Okay. He may have overlooked that knight comes back to defend. Because now I'm up a pawn. Kind of abandoning g2. I wouldn't mind the trade. Also, the knight is nearly trapped. Like, knight goes back, I win the knight. Knight d8, rook a8, rook d2, and then bishop a5. This move. King is going on a journey. Yeah, this is a very good sign. Let's give a check. This is why I like the increment. I can pre-move rook takes g3. The new discovery. Huh. Unlikely pre-move to take place, though. Yeah, these pawns are happy pawns. Okay, that took work. It was a good fight. I was definitely worse after allowing bishop takes f2. Like, to be honest, when I played knight b3, the only thing I was calculating was this, and then knight d4 defending. I failed to look further that after takes, my bishop's attacked. Thankfully, I only lost a pawn. And yeah, the position was actually like still not easy for black to convert. And especially with the structure. And then, yeah, then I missed knight a4. I was only looking at knight d3, after which I was planning rook e2. And then it got messy. Like, I won the pawn. But then this pawn was scary. And I think the turning point was at this moment when I played knight f4. Black should probably move the bishop. I'm not sure where, but like when I was able to take and then win the pawn, or win the queen, but go up a pawn. So imagine it might still be close to. Oh, it's actually e2 is a blunder. Oh yeah, e2 was a blunder. So black is a little bit better to bishop c2. And then earlier, I was like worse for a good portion there. Oh, earlier Mr. Immortality said, love all your content on YouTube, just subbed, and I'll gift another for Stafford Gambit next game. Okay. Well, I guess I need someone to play e4 against me. Yeah, what was the time situation? I think e2 is probably played a little bit too quickly there. I think there's a question about getting a high rating if you start playing chess later in life. It's all relative. There's a concept of having a ceiling in chess. But I think regardless of your situation, you can always learn and improve. But yeah, realistically, if you start playing chess like in your adulthood, you're probably not going to become a grandmaster. But I've seen players, like adult players, make pretty big leaps. At least those who are like dedicated to learning and improving. Okay. 5 subs if I win with a Stafford. I'm seeking 3-0 because yeah, I might need help on the clock. What's your favorite book? I actually have we have the books command, list of my favorite book, list of my favorite books on my website, or is it the book command? Yeah, Nightbot gives a link. I have to add that my most recent favorite book. Levy sent me this, How to Win at Chess. So far, it's paid off this stream. Okay, no Stafford Gambit this game. I'll play e4. We have similar but different opening. So this is a very rare move that I played for the first time in Qatar. I only discovered this move back in, it was like late July, early August, after seeing Ray Robson play it at the World Cup. He won a nice game against Alex Fuhr. And yeah, basically the idea is to get a somewhat fresh position. Knight d4. Knight c3 is a bit more natural. I mean, f4, based on principles, f4 is like the thematic move. Because I'm castle developed, black is very underdeveloped. So in these cases, you really want to try and open the position as quickly as possible. But it's kind of a question how to do it. Queen h5. Play f5. Yeah, f5 closes things down, but it seizes space. Bishop g5. King h1 will likely come, because the king doesn't want to be on this open diagonal. Black allowing me to take, which is interesting, because yeah, then maybe it's easier to play for black. So I'll start with king h1 and be flexible. Black really trying to provoke me to take. I mean, there's queen g4. I think I just want to keep the tension. I have to watch my time because there's no more increments. Let's play a4. So the knight looks really sad here. The idea is to play c3. Get the knight back into play. Probably queen e2. E4 is the focal point. King e7, wow. So now I'm threatening to take. I just get my knight trapped. Oops. Rook c1 was a very bad move. Okay. Oh no, my knight. Down on time, losing material. But I have to be grateful for what I have. I still have 2 bishops, 2 rooks, some pin on the c-file. I'm threatening to take and then bishop f2. Rook a5, queen, no. What do I do? Maybe rook c3, no. There's really not too many options. Let's play this. Queen b6. This bishop c4 is some idea. This move might be coming.
Less than 3.
Thanks for the love. Getting very passive here. I don't even know what to do. Rook d2. Ah! Ah! Wow. Almost fought back there. Oh, what a crazy finish. It was a little bit too slow. Black was kind of freaking out in time trouble. I mean, I almost got a mating attack. Like, maybe I should have started by pushing the h-pawn. What a game. I mean, I just hung a piece. This rook c1. I guess I should play knight c1 first. I mean, black played well to just pounce on me. Thank you, Gary. Happy 39. I mean, at some point, black should be mating, like, around here. I think mate in 1 was missed. Yeah, here. There's queen f4. And even here, black can play that same sequence of check, and then mate. Just to show. Like, it's force mate. If g3, this is mate. It's a nice sequence. If I play king h1, then this is mate. So, that's my first loss of the stream. But we can move on. The goal is to get a Safford Gambit, so let's see what happens here. Nope, wait, why am I seeking 10 minute? I think that was just reflexes. Seek 3 minute. Okay. It's a Stafford Gambit challenge. We'll see if my opponent goes into it. Oh, come on. I'm sad now. Alright, so bishop d3. I'll play an interesting line. Temporarily sacking the knight to maybe win it back. So here there's d5. Not sure if this is theory. Looks playable. Actually looks very fine for black, because the knight's going to have to go back. Do I take right away? Probably. Knight is happy here. White wants to play this move. I mean, h5... Okay, I'll play h5. Some people in chat really like this move. And now... but... I still might be losing the pawn. I think I'm just going down a pawn here. Castle, g6. Play g6. Actually, let's play this first. What am I doing? Just not seeing what to do. Just have to connect the rooks and probably double on the d file. Allowing f5. There is this maneuver knight to f5, and then king to e6. So I'm down a pawn, but there's positional compensation. White has these double h pawns. Putting all my pawns on light squares. Like usually in these situations, the pawns should be on the same color as the bishop, usually to restrict the bishop, but there's some benefit of just having all my pawns so the bishop can't attack them. And maybe the plan is to play this and then this. But now what? I feel like I've optimized everything. Just wait. There's g5. G5. Thank you, Chessurf. Appreciate the raid. If you're just joining, we're having a very interesting endgame. I have a feeling this is going to turn into a bullet game very soon. So if I take... That's a good move. It might just be a draw. I want to take, but I'm taking then king. Let's try it. It's probably still a draw. Really? I've let this one go. Not in time. Okay. Oh, that was tough. I had a nice looking position. I went into this ending completely underestimating White's idea.
20 months of nice and fun chess smile.
Oh, thank you. Free to try. And then here it's like already, probably already losing for black. Because the knight is so bad. I mean, maybe I should start by pushing, but it doesn't really make a difference. So I probably went wrong trading rooks. Yeah, it was a bad decision. Maybe g5. Yeah, g5 wasn't necessary. Engine really likes black here, even though black's down a pawn. Oh, thank you, Mr. Immortality. I'm going to have to try harder, though. And thank you, free to try. Yeah, trying is always free. So engine, the top line isn't really satisfying. Engine says rook d7, then the next move is rook d5. Maybe h4 makes some sense to try and clamp down further. And going back, I'm just curious if this is theory. The main move in Master's database is d5. And this is a good line for black. Okay. So moving on. Lost a couple games there. Do a few more. Okay, no Stafford this game. We have a Queen's Pawn. A London opening. Yeah, with this move order, very happy to get this line. All still prep. So the idea is, if takes, I take the bishop first and then recapture. Still prep. There's a line, take, take, and then this move. We're following a Grandmaster game. Lajnika was playing black against someone. In that game, white took, and then bishop c5 was very strong. In this position, what to do? I mean, I think I'm happy to start with this, attacking the pawn, and then probably castle next. I mean, I'm calculating just sacking the rook. Like queen e1, rook f2, rook f2, rook f8. Bishop f3, pawn takes. Bishop f3 first, but here I can take. Trying to make sense of this. Calculating knight c4, queen f6. And creating the battery, bishop would be pinned. The only issue is this move. But even then, I can take and take. I would like to preserve my bishop. But I think this is good. So light squares for white are going to be quite weak. Yeah, now bishop e4 next move. Thank you, Gary. Gifting to GMT time. Yeah, tea time is all the time. So this delays the checkmate. But, yeah, queen h1 was coming. So, yeah, that was a nice bit of prep. And it started with what I recommend against the London Opening, this early early queenside pressure, c5, queen b6. And white played probably what's the main line from here. Queen b3, c4, bishop f5 is a really nice move. Very common idea in this sort of structure to deflect the queen away from b2. The queen has to stay defending. There's one master game with queen f5. There is a different move order where if black hasn't played knight c6 and the knight's still here, then there have been games where white gets this early queen c8 checkmate. But this position's different. And yeah, the game we were following was Gonzalez-Zamora against Lajnika. And it's a really nice game. It shows how a 2500 level GM just gets crushed in this line. And after e4 and, okay, in this game I'll just show, white played pawn takes pawn. Then after bishop c5, white's just crushed. Like, there's no good way to stop bishop f2. Engine loving black. So bishop e2 may have been an improvement. But black is still for choice. And it's really the downside. Like, when white plays e4, it looks like black's center is crumbling. But this diagonal is so valuable for black with the queen-bishop battery. And yeah, it looks like this was pretty clean. Queen f6, only winning move. Okay. What are you drinking tonight? This is some tea I didn't even realize I had until I cleaned out my tea cabinet. It's some like apple black tea. It has some like apple tones to it. I added a little bit of honey. It's nice. Apple tones? No, apple notes. Like, I just anagrammed the word note. 0, yeah, is it a clean game? Clean game. I mean, half the game was prep, or more than half the game was prep. But nice to play accurately. Okay, so, I mean, I'd like to break 2600, but I think I'm down rating for the stream, so I'll do a few more. Oh, GMT Time is asking who gifted the sub. There was some gifting earlier. Oh, it's Gary. Yeah, Gary gifted 4 minutes ago. Thanks again, Gary. So, let's move on. Still trying to get a Stafford. But I'm white, playing robot. Hopefully not an actual robot. D5. Okay, so this is new territory. I could play this, and then it's a scotch, but the wrong type of scotch. I mean, I think E5 is probably principled. A very fresh territory. I kind of like this move bishop D3, because takes, and my pieces are happy. Knight C5. Okay, let's play this. A very interesting play from black. I think it's okay. I mean, this pawn looks annoying. Queen D5 centralizing. I mean, B4 is a resource. I have to watch out for my bishop, but... And what's going on here? B4, knight moves, and then C4? When I play C4, there's no en passant, because it's not how en passant works. And because my pawn is stuck on D2, the only way to develop the bishop is via B2. I've learned this concept through duck chess. Like when you can't develop the bishop this way, because sometimes there's a duck on d3, you have to develop the other way. I mean, this pawn is basically acting like a duck. Can't really take it. Thank you, Capitan PDX. Happy 50 months. Appreciate the prime sub. Am I winning material? I'm just realizing the queen is tied down, or was tied down to defending the knight. Now, I could also just take here. Take. Not sure what's better, actually. Take a6, there b5. I think I'd rather take here. Or keep queens on the board. I have this move. Nah. Let's play this. I should move a bit quicker. I'm up a piece. Very pleasant position. Bishop can now come back. Getting off the f-file. Align with the black king. Yeah, like all the pieces are happy now. The only concern is time. En passant? Probably. I'm giving the bishop a square, but then d4. Opponent's resisting. Wasn't sure what to do there. Okay, some weak points in black's position.
Good day, Eric.
Good day.
Kudos to your opponent for not letting this be easy.
Yeah, big kudos. Welcome back. Don't move till you see it. I think I'm going to win another thing. Now, up 2 pieces. Everything's defended too. Okay. Trading queens maybe wasn't the most efficient, but here we go. Okay. That took work. It was a weird opening. It was like a 4 knights, not quite a 4 knight scotch. Had some similarities to like a Scandi if I take. This position has occurred in master level play. I guess I could have played e5 here and then it's more like an Alapin. There were tactics around move 30. Move 30. Yeah, d5 was on my radar. Actually, later, like, if Black were to play g5, which I was kind of hoping for, then this would be really nice. With X-ray vision, takes here, and win the queen. What if I take the... Took queen with pawn? Or do you mean take pawn with queen? Or earlier? Oh, here. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, both moves win a piece, but I was calculating takes. Oh, I could have taken here first. I was only calculating takes and then a6. I should have taken with pawn. Yeah, because this is crushing. And the knight's trapped, and yeah, that was an oversight. Good call. Okay, moving on. The stream won't end until I get a Stafford Gambit. Will this be the game? High-rated opponent. Okay, queen's pawn opening. We have a Colle system. Ensuring knight e5 isn't easy. Knight e5 might be coming, so maybe this move. E5 square is a big focal point. Allowing b5. I could have taken, actually. Maybe I should have taken. I missed my chance. Hey, it's Dina. What's up, Dina? Hope you had a good stream. I think Dina was collabing with Ben. If you're just joining, I'm trying to figure out what to do in this position. E5 is a legal move. I think a6. With b5, then I can take. Yeah, I think I prefer having the bishop on this diagonal. Maybe bishop g6 coming. Defend. I can't, I was going to say I can't really sack because queen helps defend. H6 coming. I can't really do that. Opponent's playing well. Just have to survive. Trying to undermine the structure. So now I might be threatening to take. Pawn takes, I take. Rook takes, we can trade. Gives my bishop room. Bishop a5 idea. Going after this pawn. Win this pawn now. Could get very spicy. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Oh no, my queen. Should have enough time here. It's like Tetris. It's an L-shaped block that's coming down. Can my opponent deal with it? Okay. No fancy checkmates. Just a classic queen mates. I didn't have time to promote to like 4 knights and be too fancy. Oh yeah, my pawns were demonstrating how a knight moves. They had to teach this thing. Anyway, yeah, that was a hard fought game. I'm not sure in the middle game really what was happening. It was one of these tense positions where like both of us were kind of being very slow to formulate any plans. I mean, white did grab space in like all areas of the board, but then I counterpunched. I guess around the time where we traded rooks, my queen came in. It started feeling very pleasant. Thank you, Audacious Andy. Did you ever take a photo of a camel? No, I didn't. I didn't get to see any camels. I saw Hikaru, who saw a camel, so I guess I saw a camel by second hand. White was better before A5 break. White was never like so much better, or just maybe some moments. 38, knight B3. Ah, in this position. Yeah, to be honest, I was just trying to like play super quickly, and I saw this pawn was a target. I guess knight b3 is a more effective way. Although the downside here is I do, in some cases, allow this pawn to become dangerous. Like if white takes, and then this. I mean, maybe it's okay for black, but I have to be very careful. So knight c6 blockades and also pressures a pawn. What about knight c4? To fort queen and knight. Oh, maybe around the same moment. Yeah, whenever you use a knight to fork something in another knight, you might just get taken. It's still interesting because, yeah, I get the passed pawn, but white also has this pawn. So, a lot of the crazy lines. Engine says Yeah, there's a lot of moves to keep the edge. I think knight c6 was the safest. So, oh, this was my rating before the gain. So I'm now exactly 2600. Nice. I'm still trying to get a staffer though. Should I keep playing? I feel like I'm in decent form. I'm drinking tea. Non-alcoholic tea. It's a nice kind of apple black tea with honey. All right, e4. How many people watching are drinking tea? Or in the process of making tea? Or inspired to make tea? One person drinking coffee. G6. This against G6 I take, and this is more similar to a Grand Prix attack. Oh no, you burned your mouth. Yeah, that's the thing about tea. Like when you brew a fresh cup, you have to have some danger levels to sense if the tea is too hot for your mouth. Okay, what to do? Maybe I'll play more positionally. Starting with rook b1, getting off this diagonal. There's a plan here to play knight a4 and c4. There's also the plan of just attacking. Maybe I can do both. I did concede the square. e5. So if takes, then the c-pawn becomes weak. But now what to do? Don't want to play e6. Don't really want to take. I shouldn't be taking too much time. I'm going to play bishop d2. Bishop a5 idea. If takes, I'd probably take on c5 with a knight. Maybe the bishop will land on c3. Okay. Playing a little bit too slowly there. Take, take. There's a line takes, 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 and then takes, and then takes, and then I fork everything. The rook would rather be towards the center. And maybe looking to triple up. I do have e6 now. Hit the queen. It looks good. Rook f6 coming though. Let's take here first. If knight takes, I play knight b6 and win the knight. If queen b8, I take... Ah, there's that move. So I'm not winning anything. That's a fight. I think I'm still in good shape. Okay, we trade off a lot. Objectively, it's probably drawish. Okay. Well, that's the nature of no increment chess. Don't think either of us had time to offer a draw. It's a little bit faster there. It was an interesting battle, though, in the middle game. I thought I was doing really well after e6, but it wasn't so simple. Thank you, Andy. Gifting to Payakavan. Yeah, it was a dirty flag. I was fortunate to have rook h1. Although, do I have... I just miss... I guess there's king e6. There's also a moment I could have taken on h7. I think a few things were missed there. Oh, I have to update the Qatar command. I'm not currently playing in Qatar. Tournament's over. Playlist of all the recaps is on YouTube, though. Instead of e6, could you play queen h4? Let's see. Oh, you mean queen h3. Let's see. Engine likes d4. It's not the move I considered, but looks logical. Move 24. Oh yeah, this around here. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the suggestions. But Engine says that like white's not even better. It's just equal. And it looked good, winning a7. Black could start with rook f6. And here had some pressure. Is there this what's this? This copy pasta. I'm not good at like reading large blocks of text quickly, but I am aware of identifying copy pasta. What's the stupidest novelty chessboard set you've ever seen? I wouldn't call any like novelty chessboard sets stupid. There's definitely been more like creative ones. There is one exhibit at the World Chess Hall of Fame. They had a set where it was like an art piece. I think it was by Yoko Ono. Like all the squares were white or all the pieces were white. But basically both white and black, it was the same color pieces. Like there was no difference. And they had people like play a game where you can tell the difference between whose piece is whose. So it's an interesting challenge to like try and keep track of everything. I do own like a lot of different chess sets. They've kind of been accumulating at my place over the years. I have the my favorite novelty set is a wobbly set. The pieces just wobble, but they don't fall over. If you search wobbly chess on YouTube, you'll find maybe a couple of my videos. I should do It would be a nice video idea just to share all the chess sets I own. Share the pros and cons of each. Were you ever interested in League or Valorant? No, I never got into like these mainstream games. I've never even played. Like, I've never played Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty. I even know like what the popular games are these days. I've stuck with chess. Sometimes stream Scrabble. I did try Among Us like a few times. Oh no, my crewmate. Thank you, Sight Reader. Happy 1 year. Thank you, Poishnek.
Would you be interested in sharing some lines in the Catalan opening?
For which color? For white, I don't really have specific preparation. I could share what I play against the Catalan. Oh, Andrew loves Scrabble. Yeah, there's an active Scrabble community on Twitch. It's, of course, smaller than chess, but yeah, it's sometimes my outlet to chess. Like when I have too much chess, I just play Scrabble. It's nice, nice way to have some balance. Who's your favorite female tennis player of all time? So I actually played with one of the former world number ones. Like at some point she was a top player in the world. It was Lindsay Davenport. So I guess I would say her. She was at the St. Louis Chess Club back in 2010, I believe. It was a 2-year anniversary of the St. Louis Chess Club. And they closed down the street in front of the club and had a block party. And they set up like a chess tennis court. It was like a net, but the surface was like a chessboard. It was smaller than a regulation court, but like we played some doubles. There's some video of it somewhere. It was me. I teamed up with Lawrence Maroney, who at the time was a running back for the Patriots. And then it was Lindsay Davenport and Ben Feingold on the opposite side. It was a fun day. And at the same time, they had like some chess exhibition. There was like a chessboard that it was like grass surface and had a tennis net, basically, that cut the board in half. Yeah, Ben is actually like good at tennis. He has good form. I think he plays ping pong too. Ben Feingold, for those confused. Go Ben. I feel like I've been going on so many tangents. Let's move on. Let's play one more. I've gained rating this stream. I'm trying to be more cognizant of when I get tired, because I don't want to be playing chess when I'm not like fully focused. So maybe just one more game. Thank you, Gary. Gifting to Inverted Scuba. Thank you, Poishnak. Gifting to Germano. This no longer feels like deja vu. Still appreciate it. Okay, so I'm playing this new line. I've been playing a lot recently. I'll play C3. The reason why I'm playing this line is mainly thanks to Hikaru. Hikaru had a really nice game with F4 on move 2 against Yasser Seirawan. If I remember, maybe I can show that game after this game. Are we still following the Yasser game? Because it was... I think there was a pawn in h5, though. I'll start with knight c2. I mean, there are cases where white can take and then play d4, and then it resembles more standard French structure. Sometimes black will play d4, knight h4, wow. So I'm allowing pawn c4. I could play pawn c4 myself. I'm a little bit confused what to do here. I shouldn't take too long, but just have to figure out a plan. Play this. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Gifting to slightly artistic. Bishop b2. I really want the pawn on d4, but like, it takes time. It's also a question, what is black doing? Like, the pieces can't really get too active. And black might go for this plan. Yeah, c4 is a threat. B93. It's like a weird development. Like gradually trying to get this move in. Take. And d4 is coming though. This d4 I have this and then... Actually d4 is a very bad move immediately. In the meantime, I think my plan is to play bishop b2 and d4. There's some cool idea to play d4 immediately, and after black tries to win the pawn, maybe that's not happening though. Take with bishop. Take with knight. Do I want to trade queens? Probably not. Thanks for all the support. Thank you, Arun. Welcome back. Okay. Start with this. Allowing bishop d3. I think it's still okay though. If rook c2, I have bishop b5 check. Nice little trick. Now I challenge the file. Thanks for all the hype. Thank you, Christine HB. It's going to be a time scramble. This rook is currently overworked. So I'm threatening to take and then take. Pawns aren't super happy on dark squares with the dark square bishop. Do you have this move?
Less than 3.
I'm controlling the only open file. Maybe not for long. Threading this. There we go. Okay. Wasn't expecting the game to end with mate, but that worked out nicely. Ooh, that took work. I think black played pretty well overall. I don't think I was better until like the very, very end. Like once I got rook c7, this was the only point I knew I was better. So much hype. Do appreciate it. Yeah, somehow I got signed out of my heart monitor app, so I need to like figure out the sign in again. Um, Hopefully for the next stream, my heartbeat will be displayed again. Yeah, at first rook c7 looks like a mouse slip. It seems like maybe white's intending to take here. So going back, let's just see. Sometimes the engine isn't too helpful in this sort of position because, yeah, it just says it's like equal. There's a lot of different branches. But I'll see if anything like obvious was missed. Knight h4 is playable. So all of this seemed to be okay. Knight e3 is maybe the first questionable move. Engine saying queen f2. A lot of playable moves here. And yeah, even though white has more space, it's black with a better position because when black has easier access to the files, I can't really do much in the center. Both my bishops are pretty restricted. Black's king is safer too. Yeah, this game was it really came down to one blunder. Oh, bishop a5, I'm still surviving maybe. Anyway, if we go back to the opening, the game that inspired me was this one. And we'll see a similar structure from early on. Like Hikaru doing similar things with his knight. And then here, yeah, this is bishop d3 move. And basically what happened was he traded. They got like a very similar structure to the game I just had. But I guess the difference is that Hikaru got in d4 quicker. And then going forward from here, I mean, the game was only, what, like 20-something moves? The game ended before move 30. Like, white chose to open the position a little bit, mainly to get the square. Probably for the knight eventually. And then, yeah, white was like fully developed. Yasser's piece is not the best. b4 was a nice kind of restrictive move. Because when black plays knight d7, the plan is to get the knight here. And then the game finished like really nicely. Like, okay, first Hikaru plants his knight on c6. And this bishop got kind of stuck in white's territory. And then c4. And then the way this game ended was like basically due to X-ray vision. First of all, with the rook aligned with the queen. But then later, there's a really nice idea. Yeah, knight b1 hitting the bishop. And then queen c3 threatening e6. And after queen e6, the queen got attacked. And then e6 happens and Yasser resigned. So there's no way to basically save the king and the queen. Like if pawn takes, then that's just queen g7 can be pre-moved basically. So anyway, sometimes when I try and find new openings to play, I look for games like this to inspire me. And like even though this game was determined later in the middle game, it still kind of inspired me to look at the opening. So, I don't think I want to play anymore. I think I'm content with today's session. In summary, I played 8 Blitz games, went up 17 points, had some, had some good battles, got outplayed a few times, Had that one dirty flag. Hope people enjoyed it. I did stream Rapid Chess. Was it yesterday? I guess it was yesterday, like earlier in the day. And actually, I haven't really drawn too much attention to this, but the last 2 times I streamed Rapid Chess, I had some bad experiences with some opponents. There's been 2 recent games where opponents subsequently got banned for fair play. So at least it's nice that Lichess is like pretty quickly taking measures. But it's also a little bit discouraging because I do enjoy the slower time controls, but what to do? I got some rating refund, which is nice. I did post a video, a new episode of the speedrun earlier today. I think I'm a little bit too tired to record one live right now, but do stay tuned for more.